Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is me again, Casper here, aka Uselink. Welcome back to the channel. I highly appreciate it. Today we're going to be looking at Twitter because it's been 3 days and the charts are getting, I wouldn't say outdated, but I want to do it 2 times per week, so roughly every third day, fourth day. As always, like, subscribe, comment. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, do your own due diligence. These are just some of the accounts that I follow on Twitter that I value, both the bullish sides that some of them make and the bearish sides that they make. Anyways, let's get straight into business here. Please follow me on Twitter as always, highly appreciated. Let's do this. Alrighty, deep breath. Trend spider here with the ARC. ARC Innovation rallied over 13% this week, best performing since March 2022. Is Kathy about to get her revenge? And I don't know about that, but what I want to show here is a very good um, example of the stage of psychology, massive move up here, huge breakdown sideways or bearish price action, and then complete rollover into stage one. Typically from the start of the move, that is where you find the bottom of that pattern here. You will see this on any time frame, on any commodity, on any stock, it doesn't matter. You will see this over and over again. And this just happens to be on the weekly, so a long-term pattern playing out here again. And in my view, to go long, you would have to break that pivot low, that high there, and that high there, at roughly, if I can look at it here, a tad above 50. That would be a very strong signal here for ARC. But until then, I just want to show you a very good example of the market of psychology chart right here. The great Martis gold. The bull run in gold will last for over a decade, in his honest opinion, expecting decoupling from the USD when it happens. Currently, it is going through the process. The range between roughly 2000 and 1800. I agree, that is where we are at the moment. And he do believe that it will go into some sort of parabola move in this decade, in the next 2 decades. And yes, you see that on the Turkish lira against gold. I agree. You see that versus others like the Japanese yen as well. Also, gold is doing insanely well. And as always, gold in USD will be the last one to get things going. You can see the highs here just a tad above 2K, 2075 to be exact. We have touched that 3 times, excuse me. The fourth and a half will be the big go here, and then we will be into major new highs here for gold with huge pullbacks, which he has marked here, which should be bought into on the way up. And yeah, gold is going way higher than where we are today. It's just a sign of depreciating purchasing power in that underlying currency, in this case, the dollar. So yeah, I completely agree. Stand here, GDX. They came for it Friday, really looking solid base for now. This Friday was a very big day for the miners. But 3 trading days later, as of today, we have given all that gains back. So we have to wait again. The line in the sand is very, very clear. Long-term trend line coming down here, breaking out, and we want to clear that. What is look like, a head and shoulders neckline at roughly around 30, maybe a tad above. But anyways, then we are in a bigger uptrend for the GDX. But until then, we are just stage one consolidating to the sideways, give or take. But it is strange to see that Friday we had 6% up day, and then 3 days later we have given it all back. So just going to show you that 1 day worth of trading or gains can disappear like that. Lucas here, big volume today. Same thing again here for the miners. Big volume today in GDX and GDXJ, the juniors, in a year to the day, and you can see the volume coming in here. That was a big volume coming in, and then we have roughly 400% to the all-time high, and only 5% for gold. That just goes to show you how undervalued miners are against gold. Why are they underperforming? In my view, obviously, it is the cost of production, energy, getting new machinery, repairs, all that good stuff has increased tremendously over the past 2 years where gold have done nothing. So the miners Cost has gone up, but what they're getting paid for, which is the gold, hasn't done anything for 2 years. So in that case, that means that they are earning less. So that is the reason why. Um, but yeah, I don't know exactly where we are. I think we're down to 34. I can't remember exactly, but we have gained that all back, and you can clearly see here that in this case 35 is really the level to pierce through before we can go higher in the GDX J. J Hinster, again, this is the 2-year US rates. Time for breakdown. Again, we have this rising wedge here. Again, the 2-year is a bit more erratic compared to the 10-year. So I personally use the 10-year as my benchmark, but this is a rising wedge, and I think we could see a collapse to the downside. Will we go all the way down to 1? Maybe, maybe not, but I definitely see that we're going in for one last major pullback after this huge breakout that we had here. And we're going in for a pullback, finding a bottom, and then we will probably go higher. But that is further in the future. But I do think as well that rates have peaked for now at roughly 5, and that we're going down to roughly 2%, give or take, and that's where we will find the next big bottom, and then we will go higher. So I do agree with the J Hinster in this case. Apple, pullback complete. Again, major move to the upside, both like here to the downside, bullish consolidation. And again, I haven't checked the chart today, so maybe we have broken out already. I don't know. But definitely this is not the worst looking chart, and we are at that 0.328 as well. So yeah, just going to show you that, we have rallied from a tad above 100 all the way up to 200 in like half a year in one of the biggest companies in the world. That's a lot of money rotating into Apple. So yeah, Grady again here with AG, that is First Majestic divided by Nvidia. I do actually want to see how this chart looks. I want to check that after the video, but this is basically one huge falling formation right here, and we're coming to the apex, huge breakout, and then a massive rollover into we can't call it a retest, but I would more likely call it maybe even a double bottom-ish. Again, I really want to see where we are today, but it could suggest that First Majestic is on the way to outperform Nvidia. But again, this candle right here was the earnings from Nvidia, from First Majestic, which was not received well by the investors, that is for sure. So hopefully we are in some sort of a change here that silver miners, not today and not tomorrow, but in the near future can outperform the big tech. But again, it takes some time to turn that boat around. Tavi here, this chart looks explosive. We've been looking at this many times over the past weeks and months. This is the Brazilian stock, the ETF, and you can clearly see here one trend line says it all. We are very close to breaking out, and if you've been following me, I'm waiting for a similar breakout on the log scale. But anyways, I'm waiting for the similar breakout here to go long. Usually, if you have emerging markets breaking out or going higher, that is also when the USD performs badly. So that could be a sign that we're about to see the dollar perform not as good here in the shorter term, into longer term as well. Beautiful stock there by Tavi. Brian G here, uranium versus the SPX. Again, one line says it all. Huge bear market for spot uranium against the SP 500. Then we come into a basing pattern here, breaking out, retesting, sideways, bullish consolidation, breakout. And clearly, uranium spot price is now set to outperform the SP 500. So if you are a uranium bull, which I am, that is one of the charts that you are very, very glad to see, that the uranium spot price at least is outperforming the SPX or the SP 500. I know the miners are lagging, but if the spot price can keep outperforming, that should roll over into the miners, and they should start to have their outperformance as well. Great chart. One simple line can actually define a major trend. Simon here, today's candle looks decent. Looks like a decent contender for reversal on the chart, on the gold chart. This is yesterday. Again, huge week to the downside. I know today we're down like 1%, so this maybe doesn't make much sense at the moment. But still, again, gold has made that major move up here, and now we're going to consolidate or find that higher low here at some point in time for gold. That is also my take. North Star gold, no major breakout yet, but a resolution is coming. what he's pointing to that resolution is major upsloping trend line here, and we're coming into the red apex, and again, fourth and a half in quotes should be when we break to the upside here again. Breaking to the downside will definitely not be ideal, but I think if we do that for gold, that will have tremendous implications not just for gold but for other markets as well, because that will be a huge sign of a major event or crisis looming just around the corner. If we break down to the downside, that would be not ideal. But again, great chart by Kevin here. Again, you can just have one chart or one line here in this case says it all. Obviously, he has a lot of other annotations on here, but one line or two trend lines is really often what you need in order to be ahead of the curve, really. Blake, Nvidia, clear breakout to the upside with this weekly flag and nearly $20 higher at the moment again. That is, major breakout here above the 400, which has been a big support and resistance flip zone or trend line right there. And you're just flagging down in towards that support, and that's usually a bullish take, and that is what we're getting here. We're getting a move to the upside for Nvidia. Again, we had this false breakdown here from that neckline, and then bears got trapped, and then we shot way up here again. So again, simple setup here, but again, simple is often takes a lot of experience to find these simple setups. So just like Blake is doing, I highly recommend you following his account. He does some tremendous work here, in my honest opinion. Pecan here, if I pronounced that correctly, TLT trend change, pushing up from the October lows. Again, breaking out of trend line, retesting, resumption, and this is an inverted head and shoulders. Again, this should point to that rates is about to go down, and the TLT is about to go up here, getting bought up, so rates are going down. Just like we looked at from Jay Henster, but it should be going in for a decline here in over the next year or two, maybe. And TLT will be the inverse of that. So yeah, that is all I had for today. I had to get these charts out there, even though it's only like 12 charts, but otherwise they get too old. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Again, these accounts here, please follow them. They do a great job of keeping me up to date. Have a great one, guys, and we will see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye.